Hi, I'm your English coach, Christina, and welcome to Speak English with Christina, where you'll learn American culture and business know-how to become confident in English. Now, continuing with our series all about how to master real American English, today I want to share with you the story behind this program because it's an interesting story on how this program evolved and why it exists today. Of course, before we get into that, if you want to activate the subtitles for this video, go ahead and click on that little CC icon down at the bottom. Now, just a quick recap. Now, what is the Master Real American English program? Just in case you're new or you haven't seen some of the previous videos, it's a complete coaching and virtual immersion program for professionals who want their English to enhance their career instead of holding them back. It attacks your English from all angles in a very coordinated way so that you improve more efficiently. And it includes, first of all, an individual assessment to evaluate your strengths and your weaknesses, plus your goals for the program. You get an individual lesson each week with one of my expert teachers to focus on your specific issues. You get conversation practice up to 3 times per week, again to focus on your specific conversation issues, and that's with my Faster Fluency Conversation Club. And you also get an online course with unlimited access. This is my Understand Real American English course, which improves your comprehension and your pronunciation. Then also, there's group coaching with me and your small group of classmates, where here it's all about mindset, strategy, and questions about your online course. There's a WhatsApp group that you're included in case you need quick answers to your questions and a little bit of weekly motivation to reach your goals. And of course, you get the support of my teachers and me to help you find those extra resources that you need to build your virtual immersion plan. So, now that you know what Master Real American English is, let's look at the story behind the program. So, I've been teaching English online and in companies for about 15 years now. And during that time, I have noticed that most students want a way to accelerate their fluency. They want to become more confident speaking and understanding, especially fast-spoken English. But they also want some personal attention from a teacher or coach. And then, in looking at the specific case of business people, professionals, I realized that certain professionals needed more accountability than just a self-study course. They're busy, so they need someone there to push them and help them reach their goals. They also needed something that was more consistent than just a lesson once or twice a week, because if you're not doing anything in between those lessons, you're not going to progress very effectively. They needed something that was maybe less intense than an individual coaching session, which is very objective, focused on a very specific topic. And they wanted something that is a turnkey solution. Now, a turnkey solution, it means something that it's ready to implement. It's delivered to you. You just have to do it, and you don't have to think about all the different options. Now, after that, I interviewed, over 50 of my online students about their perfect program. I asked them, I was like, if the perfect English program existed, what would that look like? So they told me that it would help them better understand native speakers when they speak fast or like native speakers. But it would also help them better understand non-native speakers, because often if you're working in English, maybe you're working with native speakers, but also a lot with non-native speakers. It would help them improve their pronunciation so that they don't feel self-conscious about their accent or embarrassed about the way that they pronounce things, and so that other people could understand them. And it would also help them have lots of speaking practice, because often that's what's missing for a lot of students, is just the opportunities to speak a lot in English often. And it would help them to do the work to see their progress easily so that they stay motivated, and to do this with a structured program that guides them from point A to point B. And of course, it would also help them to stay dedicated for the long term, because it's not always easy to keep your motivation for 3 months or for 6 months. So having something to hold them accountable, to push them, and to really support them as they do their work. And then through all of that, of course, it would help them to learn efficiently and more quickly than they have in the past with traditional approaches. So taking the data from the student interviews, my 15 years of experience teaching business English, and the brainstorming with my own coaches who work with me to help me reach my goals, we came up with the Master Real American English program. Now, in January 2019, so earlier this year, we started testing the program with a very small group of students. We wanted to try it out, to get their reactions, to get their feedback, and to see what they thought about this program. And I just want to share some quotes from some of the students who are currently enrolled in the program. For example, Delilah, who's a senior product specialist in France, she said, "I really appreciate the modules for improving understanding and the conversation sessions both individually and in groups. It's helping me to be less shy, and that's especially important for my conf calls." Anthony, who is the founder of a home care company in the USA. Now, Anthony is French, but he lives in the USA. He says that the Master Real American English is the program that I've always been looking for but never found. In a couple of weeks, I fixed so many pronunciation issues just by working on the modules and attending group and individual sessions. I can now introduce myself with an American professional style, which is mandatory for my business. And I think Anthony, he's only in about his 3rd week of the program. So you can see how quickly, this program can really help you to make some changes. Rafael, who's a cardiologist in Argentina, he recently had some meeting with some Chinese partners, and then he came back and said that my meetings with my Chinese partners are a tremendous success now because I feel confident about my presentations and we understand each other better. I really see a difference. And one thing that Rafael said that he came to realize through this program and through, his real life experience is that you don't have to speak fast to communicate better. He said, I realized if I slow down and I clearly articulate, the communication is much easier. Jan, who is the founder of a research company here in France, he said that I have a lot more confidence because I'm speaking English every day now with the program. If I have one piece of advice, just do the program. It's totally worth it, and it changes your English. And Jan is about halfway through his program. And tomorrow, you're going to actually get the full story from Ahmed. Ahmed is a business analyst. He is from Egypt. Again, he's about halfway through his program as well. And we actually sat down and did a video together to talk about his journey that he's had, what he's getting from the program, so that you can really understand what you can get from the program as well, and the kind of transformations that you can expect. Now, before we finish, applications for the Master Real American English program are already open. And all this week and all next week, we're selecting a small number of students to participate in our next session of Master Real American English. The earlier you apply, the better your chances to be invited to join that group. So go ahead and you can apply for that today at the link that you see on the screen, but I'll also put this link in the notes below the video, so you can just click, go and apply, and let's see if you can get into the Master Real American English program for this session. All right, thanks a lot, and I will talk to you soon.